they, in my opinion, you're not running James Cook so much because you know Jacksonville has a strong run defense. Make it ugly. Run him anyway. He might be getting 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards. Eventually, they're gonna be 15 and every once in a while 15 and 10 yards. And then the defense is going to get tired because they're taking so many jabs. You know what I'm saying? Teams have gotten away from that. Pittsburgh did that all the way to a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And if if Josh Allen is not getting anything on the ground and they're not relying on James Cook, this thing might get ugly quick.
Many miles to be the best. Don't know what team I'm on, but I'm like how you see my chest. Look my uniform, I'm having it proudly way I'm dressed. The more I'm getting better, me more you getting worse. And thinking we competing, but not the same first.
This episode of Post Point is brought to you by independent insurance salesperson Wanda Washington, a local independent life insurance agent that can get you covered even with health issues. No medical exam and no one is turned down. Call or text Wanda Washington at 843-245-0206 for your no obligation quote. She could save you thousands of dollars. Just contact her at 843-245-0206 and let her help you and your family. Bills Broncos. This on paper, this should be a very interesting game. Josh Allen versus okay, I see you over there, Bills Mafia. Okay. Josh Allen versus a very good defense. Sean Payton versus Sean McDermott. Man, there's a lot of brilliant football, high-level football being played in this game. I think that the experience factor does play a part here. Sean Payton has been in battles, has won the Super Bowl, has been in plenty of battles. See, you're not going to be able to fool him today. We're talking about a Bill Parcells disciple, and but he can't play, right? And this is for this core group of Denver Bronco players. This is really their first huge test. I don't think they made the playoffs last year. I think they missed. Okay, but this is their first real test of this level of football playing against a guy like Josh Allen, who just showed you that he could put a team on his back. But this isn't the Jacksonville Jaguars you're playing this week. This is the team that could get after it. Is Pat Surtain playing?
Yeah.
Okay, Pat Surtain is cutting off one side of the field. You already don't have a number one receiver. I don't see Josh Allen being able to run on the Broncos the way that you were able to run on Jacksonville because you don't have to protect the secondary for the Broncos like you do the secondary for Jacksonville. You have to scheme a lot to know that you got to stop James Cook. After that, you got to scheme for a running quarterback like Josh Allen. Well, Denver has the requisite pieces to be able to do that efficiently and effectively. This offense is young for Denver. This was where Sean Payton has come into play to me. I'm just not a guy that being a Buccaneer fan, having to go against a guy. I'm not someone that knows anyone looks forward to playing against a Sean Payton type offense. They're going to be disciplined, and on top of that, he's going to hit you with some stuff you're not expecting. That he just can scheme with the best of them. It's hard to pick this game, but because the Bills, I think this is where the luck runs out with the Bills. When you got to rely on one guy so much in the NFL, you can't name the last time that you had to rely on one guy just took you to the Super Bowl. And that's what this team is relying on right now. And I think that that's going to show up against the Broncos. I got the Broncos here.
All right, so I'm going to try to leave my Bills bias out of this and try to see this for what it is. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to go with the Buffalo Bills. Even Vegas doesn't know how to call this matchup. They keep flipping the line.
Oh, okay.
Bills continue to be Bills right now. They're currently 1.5 point underdogs, but they opened 1.5 point favorites and it flipped. Yes. So last week
what causes that? Why does it flip? Why does it flip like that? Does the injury reports and stuff factor into it?
That does play a part, but also where the money goes. So when the line opens, you can have a lot of early bettors take one side, and so if a lot of guys are taking one side of the
Oh,
line, then Vegas will say, okay, like we're getting a lot of money over here, so we're gonna flip it to see if you guys take the bait or see what you guys do
oh,
here, and it
wow.
just yeah,
Yeah,
and
see, I
it
couldn't get
depends
into
on
that.
yeah,
They
and it
playing with
depends
people
on
money.
in Vegas. Vegas will open up a line at a certain number, and then depending how much money comes in on that line, they'll shift the line the different direction in the other way to see if the public will take the other direction. So, for
Hmm.
instance, the line opened at Buffalo was favored by 1.5. Right now, 69% of the money is on Buffalo. So that means a lot of the bettors think that Buffalo is going to win. So because of that, Vegas said, okay, let's try to flip this line to see if the bettors will go
Mm.
another direction. And that's how lines move throughout the week and everything like that. And right now, Buffalo still continues to hold 60% of the 69% of the public bet. So a lot of professional bettors are in, but we're a couple of hours from kickoff, 6 hours from kickoff. A lot of that professional money, the big gamblers, the big spenders will probably come in and take a lot of the Broncos money late, like a couple hours before kickoff. So
Okay.
that's usually how that works. Um, but yeah, going back to my point, we're we have enough. We're just in a gauntlet right now. Buffalo's in a gauntlet. Last week we went up against the number one rush defense. This week we have the number two rush defense. Denver's a problem on that defensive side of the ball. We all know that. We still continue to be the number one rush offense, but last week the Jacksonville Jaguars did show us that James Cook could be stabilized in that offense, and he was. Like I said earlier, he had less than 50 yards on the ground. It all came down to Josh Allen and his hero-like ability. So I believe this is going to be another game like this. You mentioned earlier, Wynton, that um, Sertan, he does shut down one side of the ball, one side of the field. That's fine. We can go ahead and put Keon Coleman on that side, and we can just let Khalil Shakir cook like he did against that Jacksonville defense. He had 12 catches last week. We're gonna need a major contribution from Shakir. We're gonna need another 12 catch game, 100 yards in the air, and I mean you're gonna need those two tight ends to cook going against this stingy defense. So that's fine. Sertan, you can shut down Keon Coleman. We really don't need him to show it like that. One big point: we do get our big defensive tackle back, Ed Oliver.
Okay.
He's only
Okay.
played in 3 games this season, and that's a big reason why our rush defense was very poor. We have one of the worst rush defenses in the league. We get him back; he's healthy, ready to go. Not really worried about this Broncos rush game. More worried about their defense and Bo Nix. We did play this Broncos team last season and beat them up 31-7, but it wasn't Buffalo. This one is in this one's in Denver, so a little bit different situation here. The weather's supposed to be good, supposed to be clear, not supposed to be too cold, but we're used to the cold. We just got to get used to that altitude.
That's how about to ask. I was about
Yeah,
to
got to
ask.
get used to that altitude. We did fly in last night. I followed the Bills on social media. We flew in last night. I don't know how that's going to go with adjusting to the altitude, but we team did need treatment and everything. We saw a lot of players get banged up, especially Josh Allen. Have to do that back at home. Can't do it in Denver, so I understand why they flew in late, but we'll just see how that goes. Hey, they're professional athletes, got to step up. So, and this one's just going to come down to you did mention Sean Payton. He's a savant, but he hasn't. He was first back last year. He's been off for a minute before that. Sean McDermott a little bit more new school. Sean Payton a little more old school. We'll see if this old school style works in this day and age. And to me, at the end of the day, I know I sound biased, but I got to go with the better quarterback. And I trust Josh Allen more than I do Bo Nix. At the end of the day, like I said, we have history with them last year. Beat them up 31-7. It's it's kind of the same teams, kind of the same team, same coach, everything. So I'm gonna go with the Buffalo Bills here, winning another one on the road, beating up on another top defensive team, and this time the Denver Broncos. So
And you got him. Allen just knocking him out. Knock him off the block,
he got
Allen.
to, man.
Knock him out.
This is the year he has to.
Now, I'm gonna tell you this. I think this game is going to really show you why I say um the number one receiver position is important in today's NFL, even a guy like DK Metcalf because you mentioned up the Pat Surtain effect. And we're just going to throw Keon Coleman over there. But now you become predictable. You know what I'm saying? So
That's true.
now we're gonna man up our corner on you. We're gonna shift our free safety, our strong safety down. And then we're gonna bring our other safety, let him split to the field because we're not really worried about Pat. And then over in the middle, we're gonna slide some of our linebackers over to that side. So if you try to run those crossers and whatnot, we got turbulence in that area too. You know what I'm saying? And then when you look over here, it's Keon Coleman or Pastor Test. So you really can't look over here. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, you got edge rushers on Denver that when they chase you, when they make you step up and you start running, they could come up and go get you. You know, it's because they running like 4-4s at Bonito and things of that nature, you know. So if you have a number one receiver, it negates all of that. You know what I'm saying? It's the defense starts scrambling like roaches when you cut the line on. You know what I'm saying? That's what the defense starts doing when the number one receiver steps on the field. And I think that that's going to bite the Bills in the butt because I don't think that Josh Allen they're going to be able to use that fullback, that big fullback they got to push Josh Allen into the end zone this game.
Fair point. Yeah, that's why we just got to get the run game back. James Cook had a quiet game last week. I
Yeah,
don't think you can. I don't think you can. He's the number one rusher in the league. Are you? Is he really going to be stopped like that 2 weeks in a row? We will see. That's why these guys, Khalil Shakir, Brandon Cooks had a good game last week. He's been stepping up for Josh Allen and these two tight ends, Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid.
look,
Yeah, we don't have a number one, but we number one by committee. So that's all that matters. Just
you
step up
can't
for us.
you can't be scared to make it ugly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I remember when Pittsburgh won their Super Bowl with Big Ben. I believe this is with Mike Tomlin, the only one that he got. They wasn't scared to make it ugly. Yes, we know you're gonna. They, in my opinion, you're not running James Cook so much because you know Jacksonville has a strong run defense. Make it ugly. Run him anyway. He might be getting 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards. Eventually, they're gonna be 15 and every once in a while 15 and 10 yards. And then the defense is going to get tired because they're taking so many jabs. You know what I'm saying? Teams have gotten away
Mhm.
from that. Pittsburgh did that all the way to a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And they if Josh Allen is not getting anything on the ground and they not relying on James Cook, this thing might get ugly quick.
Yeah. That's why we got to stick to it. We know.
I hear that. I hear that. Niners, Seahawks. These teams are familiar with each other. Like it's NFL playoff time, baby. Like it's different than the NBA playoffs. You know, where you might get a series that go that swept and everything's a blowout. Teams get familiar with each other. Matchups create uncertainty, like with the Vegas line with Buffalo and Denver. But it's hard to pick this game. I have to go defense. I'm going against. I'm going with this kind of the same philosophy that I had with Philly and the Eagles, Philly and the 49ers, that Shanahan was not going to be able to scheme this team to a win, but he did. I'm going to go against that again because Seahawks present something different defensively where even Quiyah Mitchell, I believe it was Quiyah Mitchell who had a few picks or pick in that game against the 49ers. Yeah, he picked off, I believe he picked off Brock Purdy twice, but the Seahawks got some dogs in the secondary, multiple dogs in the secondary, ball hawks in the secondary, and they got monsters up front that can get after you. Um, Philly has monsters up front, but their monsters is more so physicality. And to me, in my opinion, I'm gonna just come out and say it after a full season. Jalen Carter had a down year based on his standards. Jalen Carter had a down year. I think the Seahawks defense is playing at a level that Philly was playing last year, as far as the way that they're able to impact the passing offense, and I think that's going to be the difference. It's going to be close because these teams are familiar with each other, but I think that those defensive elements that the Seahawks have is going to give them the advantage when it comes to getting stops. And that's going to allow Darnold to make enough plays to win this game.
Yeah, for me, this is another toss-up division matchup in the divisional round. These teams played twice in the season. 49ers won the first matchup week 1. Then the Seahawks won the second matchup week 18. And that game wasn't even close, I don't think. What was the score of that game? I think 49ers scored 3 points against Seattle, that team. So for me, this one's tricky, but I have to go with the team with the better defense, and it is the Seattle Seahawks. And they do have the better offense, but one big question for this game is the health of Sam Darnold. It came out the other day that he has a quad injury from practice. So how serious is that? Now everybody's saying he's 100% ready to go, but is that just talk, or can we see him coming out first series and him tweak that thing, and then we see Drew Lock come in here and have to spin it for him? I don't know. But the biggest advantage Seattle has is the defense and the 12th man. That home field advantage in Seattle is real. It's different in that stadium. They just have a little more offensive firepower to me than the 49ers do. The offensive play calling is about equal. Clint Kubiak, the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks, he's said to have a lot of head coaching offers this season. So that means he's doing well on that offensive side. He came in first-year quarterback Sam Darnold with that offense and just got to running. He got JSN going. He got the running game going with those two backs, Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker. They have a heavy run game. So to me, they have the slight advantage now. I'm not sleeping on Shanahan and Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey, them boys. Like, they've overachieved, especially on the defensive side. But I just think this Seattle team is going to be a little bit too much for them with the home field advantage. And I got Seattle winning I got a close game. Vegas has it. They think Seattle is a 7-point favorite. I think it'll be much closer than that. Maybe a field goal, 4 points, maybe something like that. But yeah, I got Seattle winning.
It's going to be interesting for those diehard football fans, because most fans are casuals. Casual fans makes up the bulk of any fanatic, any fans in sports. But for those enthusiasts, this is going to be an interesting game because the strategic battles, the Shanahan and Kubiak, they cut for the same cloth. Gary Kubiak was either an offensive assistant or offensive coordinator for Mike Shanahan for the Broncos. Kubiak is the one who won the Super Bowl and had the prolific offense with Peyton Manning in Denver. Wherever they go, it's possible their teams did struggle. Their offense didn't struggle because these guys could scheme it up with the best of them, but they cut for the same cloth. And so they're going to be able to talk. Shanahan is going to be able to go to Saleh, hey, Kubiak, I got the scoop. Kubiak is going to be able to go to Mike. Is it Mike McDonald, the coach for
the head coach for
I got it. Shanahan, I got the scoop. And it's going to be interesting to watch the game within the game in this matchup.
Yeah. 7-6-2 slam. You want to debate? My team harder than yours. We come harder. Yeah. No competition like no I in my team. No, all they wishful thinking, or is it a nice dream? And we can see him coming, no need for high beam. Decision making, change a player, just do the right thing. Wasn't with me in the gym, so how can you contest? Walk on hilltop and ran many miles to be the best. Don't know what team I'm on, but I'm like how you see my chest. Look my uniform, I'm having it proudly way I'm dressed. The more I'm getting better, me more you getting worse. And thinking we competing, but nah, this ain't first. Keep your emotions in, cause this loss it might hurt, bro. Of course we came to win, got the squares out our circle. They passed me the rock, I got us running up the scope. I pass it to my partner, he gon' run it up some more. Training solo dolo, even when on one accord. Who y'all think the hardest in this little world of sports? Win the championship and why not go to Disneyland? We can change your plans like we can go and spend some bands. I'm a team player, so a loser's not a fan. The holiday season, watching sports with my fans. No competition like no I in my team. Are they wishful thinking or is it a nice dream? And we can see them coming, no need for high beams. Decision making, change a player, just do the right thing. Wasn't with me in the gym, so how can you contest? Walk down here top and ran many miles, could be the best. Don't know what team I'm on, but I'm like how you see my chest. Got my uniform, I'm having it proudly way I'm dressed. Who better? I think we're better. We're cutting the hardest, you know what I'm saying? Y'all.